Up, Tay? Congrats. You're one of a kind. Have a blessed day, you as well. It's a beautiful day to be blessed. It's a blessed day to be beautiful. Livy. Thanks for the follow. I'm gonna launch on my Val. So where we left off last time. By the way, guys, I'm blue. I don't know if you can see. I'm actually blue today. What's up, Fire? Appreciate you. Thank you. Damn, W chat today. W chat there. What's going on? God damn, that's ugly. Not a single good skin in here. Boo. Angelic, thanks for the follow. Yow. Alright, chat. Enjoy. Hey, your YouTube a description. Oh, thank you. I see that right now. Flash update fixed. Gracias, senor. Gaia Ghost? Well, we think that Gaia Ghost is good or something in this chat? That's crazy. I think all the Gaia skins are ugly as heck. What's up, Angelic? As a very passionate Fade player, thank you for the guide you did on it a while back. I don't even know which one we're talking about. But you're welcome. I'm glad it helped. Was it one of the role mastery modules? Bro is not eco-friendly, nah. I hate the trees. I hate the trees. When Mr. Beast did that like whole save the trees thing, I actually like stole from that so they would plant less trees. I donated negative money. Vaudeville of a plant fade, yeah, I teach a lot of fades. Actually, not as much anymore, but I love teaching Fade. She's one of my favorite agents. She's beautiful. Beautiful agent. Oh, bind, not behind. Okay. I teach Fade from behind. Wait, what? Yo, chat, lock in. So when we last, did this, we were on Neon. So if you don't know, we're going through every single agent in Valorant. Last stream we went from Astra to Neon. So we gotta go from Neon. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of late letters. We're going to Yoru though. Magic Sands, what's up? Initiator, Player. Fade Skye. Skye is pretty good too. I miss old Skye, I can't lie. I miss old everyone, also I can't lie. Like, old agents are so much better than the new agents. Old Astra, better. The only person I would say maybe not is Yoru. Yoru actually is pretty good now. New Yoru is pretty good. Old Breach, disgusting. I don't even know if they care about Brimstone. Use your Plat God and went from... Wait, use your Plat Guide and went from rounds 1 to G1 and active like 30 hours? Easy as that, baby. Easy as that. Congrats, dude. Nice work. I love that Plat Guide. I still hear about that Plat Guide like all the time. It's crazy. I love when my videos have that big of an impact on the players and actually like lead to results. Very cool. Very, very cool. Have you done any Voltaic benchmarks? I think I did them like a year ago or something. I think I was like gold. I think I was like gold. I don't do aim training or any of that nonsense. I don't believe in it. I don't teach it. I think if you're a new player or you're coming back from a break, aim train. Besides that, Valorant's just not the game for it. Should you use the plat guide until you hit plat, even though you have good mechanics? I think the plat guide's good for everyone. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's for plat. I think it's good for anyone. I think there's a lot of stuff in there that you can extrapolate to other ranks and other play styles. Especially the mechanical stuff. Like a lot of the mechanical stuff, I know higher ranks don't even actually have dialed in. And it just provides good structure for like how to play your games and approach your daily routine. So do you actively play Val or are you coaching more? I coach. I mostly coach. I still play. But coaching is just the best option for me right now. If I had the freedom to play more, I definitely would though. But yeah, I did a session today and some consultings. Shout out Dark. Dark was one of the consultings. Big ups. We just talked and he was making a decision. Simple as that. Let me send him everything. Bum, bum, bum. That's crazy that happened live. Crazy. Actually, maybe not, because we just talked like before the stream. Still cool though. Still cool, crazy. Bum, bum. Let me add him as a private. One second, chat. Just getting this set up. Do you have any coaching VODs saved anywhere? For if you're part of the spooky tier, you get it. But like if you just want raw VODs, yeah, that's the only thing. But besides that, like I have so many coaching sessions on my channel. I had a student. I have a student who went from plat to immortal in my 6-week program. That's all on my channel. I have another student who went from diamond to high ascendant, like low diamond to high ascendant, also all on my channel. Agent Smasher Pass tierless win chat. Could we? I wish it was like Pokemon where I could make an entire video on it. If I were to do it, I wish it was like Pokemon. Where there was a lot more. Actually, how many agents are there now? There's probably like 50 or something. I think that Markiplier video is so iconic. Where he just starts it off and he just goes, smash. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Alright, chat, we good to go? I'm back on a blue. Fade S tier, we all say in unison. Old Fade maybe. Actually, Fade might still be S tier. It's tough. She's either S or A, I would say. Because her dog nerf, all the other nerfs they did to her, not a big deal, but her dog nerf, oh my god. That one's pretty bad. You really have to stretch her dog to actually get value out of it sometimes. I used to be able to clear so much. Alright, chat, it's time. I'm back on blue and I'm on bind. That's gonna be the transition for this. Also, chat, real quick, if you voted in the Discord, if you voted for what resource is gonna come out next, I'm happy to announce that it's now in the works. did a good chunk of it today. I always try to do it on my days off work. So the how to improve guide, how to improve formula from all my time teaching and playing, and also experience in like other games like Fortnite, Rocket League, CSGO, oh my goodness, Minecraft. Would I even include Minecraft in that? I would. We'll all be in there. It's gonna be a very good guide, I can't lie.
Let's go. World's not saving itself.
Yeah. Fate has a really cool design. They have a whole article on her design and how they like developed it. W article. Who's ringing my doorbell? Who's ringing my doorbell? Knock it off. I gotta lock in. Actually, I'm gonna do Haven instead. Yeah, I played a little bit of Overwatch. I played Overwatch and I was like one trick tracer and I got to like Diamond. But I didn't really like Overwatch that much. When Marvel came out, I played Marvel and I loved the heck out of it. And in 24 hours I went to GM, and then next thingy I went to Celeste. Super fun. What about you? You get access to the VODs I asked about your earlier by subscribing to your Ko-Fi or somewhere else. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see the question now. You subscribe to the Ko-Fi. The spooky tier, $20 a month will get you access to the VODs and a bunch of other stuff. Also, like, if you subscribe to that and there's a specific VOD you want to see, you can also post in there. And like, there's a question, there's a place where you can ask any question you want. You can ask me in there, and I can just get the VOD for you. A lot of my students are very chill about like me recording. So if you want like a specific one, I can always find it for you. Okay, chat. I was logging. I'm back. I'm blue and I'm on Haven. It doesn't roll off the tongue as much. I'm trying to remember that there's a stun you want to do here that's really good. It's actually kind of hard to do, especially with the new ping system. Like, you can do that to try to hit backside, but it's just really bad. I kind of feel like this is like your best approach to A as Neon. I feel like this kind of sucks. That's not bad, actually. Okay. Okay. Alright, John, I'm about to lock in. Yeah, we're gonna go from Neon to Yoru today, hopefully. Which agents have you already done? A to N. A to N. So we've done Astra to Neon. And today we're doing Neon to Vyse. Yoru. And I'm trying to make a video where I explain like everything I learned from teaching students on these specific agents and like playing these agents myself and all that in under an hour. That's what we're doing today. Neon's a tricky one though, but I'm gonna do my best here. Okay. All right, we're back. We're blue. Oh wait, let me turn off the music. Sorry, chat. I need to make it so the music doesn't go to the Twitch VOD. That would fix that perfectly. But yeah. We're back, we're blue, and we're on Haven. Now let's go over Neon. Neon's a very fun agent. She's very mechanically intense, she's very fast, and she also has a really high skill ceiling. One of the highest, along with Yoru, I would say. And thus, there's a lot I can't really explain and teach here, like backwards slides or like how to practice movement and do strafes backwards. It's really something you need to spend a lot of time practicing. I think there's better guys out there specifically for her mechanical side. But when it comes to when it comes to my experience coaching players, I think the number one thing is knowing the order of your abilities and how to use your abilities to deal with the dangers we encounter in Valorant. So an example is if you're coming up short here, how do you use your wall and stun on the player, let's just say like backside. So how do you want to approach this space? You have to know, because our stuns are so like, what's the word here? Because our stuns are, because our stuns can pretty much go anywhere, and they're pretty specific how you land them. For example, if I aim at the bottom here, it's always going to land there. I aim just a little bit up, and it's going to completely change how this second one bounces. You have to know exactly where to look for a lot of abilities, especially if you want to get to line up backside. So that's the first thing. You need to know where you throw your stuns, and also sometimes how to throw them blind. For example, if I do this, I need to know to aim my stun here so it lands backside, and then as soon as the stun pops, I need to be able to slide and encounter that player. Okay. So when you approach a site, pick a danger. I usually say backside's the best danger. You could also pick like some corner ones. For example, like one of the best entries you can do here is like a corner stun here and then run into backside. So you would basically come up here, you clear all the space, you clear this corner, and then you position yourself to do this, and this is where you'd continue your slide and dash out on site. You would put your wall up. Remember to look over the boxes. This is a really nice tip. You look over the boxes, it'll go over stuff. If you don't, the wall won't. The wall will get blocked off by stuff. So always look up in the ceiling into any opening when you do this. Okay, and then we can just chuck a stun off this, and then we can check this corner, check CT, and then pop out on that stun. Neon's really good for like shotguns and all that stuff, of course, but you don't really have to necessarily do it, but it's not bad, honestly. Like, I wouldn't blame if you did it. So wall, stun, and then you come out, wall, this pops. You should always peek out after your stun, like right after your stun. So this stun pops, now I peek. Okay, it's important to get comfortable with this, because if you don't, you're going to cook yourself pretty hard. Besides that, it's good to know like how the dash actually works. So if I press W, I'm only going to go forward. W and D, I'm going to go slightly diagonal. So there's some like movement mechanics that are good to know. If I turn off infinite abilities, I also can regenerate my fuel. So now I've got this fuel. I can regenerate my fuel and my dash when I pop my ult. So you can do what's called like a double slide. And it also regenerates all your fuel. So if you want to rotate even faster, you want to pop that, it goes. But when you don't actually run, it goes down anyways. And once it goes out, you lose your ult. So really important you also do it like when it's about to happen, when the action's about to happen. I'll never pop ult like early on here, just because you want to use up your fuel, right? Before you replenish it, and you want to use your dash before you replenish it, for the most part. But that's pretty much it. Like, a lot of Neon is like pathing, so knowing a path early on. Or yeah, a lot of Neon is like knowing how to effectively path onto site, knowing how to get your teammates to follow you, not put yourself in too much danger and risk. I have Neons who do like really bad walls that basically just like block their team's sight line. So imagine like you're entering site and your teammate's right behind you trying to help you. How are they going to help you with this giant wall in front of their face, right? Even if they peek into it and you slide like to the left to fight the backside player, how are they supposed to help? So one thing I recommend to my Neons is always do your wall like to the side. And this goes for A, this goes for C. For example, you do the wall like here. Just slightly off to the side of the entrance, so your teammates can still like hold the angle and also have a place for themselves to scale. Okay, really helpful for your teammates to do. And then just know what you're going to clear. So like if I'm doing this entry here, I should always be the one just clearing this for my teammate and just making sure no one's in that corner before I come out. I would really suggest to my Neons to practice your entries in customs and get used to having your gun out and ready when you slide, and also what dangers you're going to clear, what you're going to path to it, where you're going to bounce your stun for it to actually like cover everything. Also know you have multiple options. So like let's say if I do this kind of wall, I give myself more options for like how to approach the site. It's like I can go to the right here, I can jump spot over this, I can jump out to the left here and slide out. So knowing when to give yourself more options instead of something like this, where you only have one option, which is to go here and then jump into all these unknowns, is really important to consider. She's big danger consideration one. Besides that, defense, you're basically just using her for fast rotates, earlier timings. So like if you want to run down here and peek short at the start, hold out your dash for a sec. And I would always suggest you play like A or C, like the ends of the map. because these are the longest rotates, right? So we want to be able to cover the most space. This is placed in Neon Strength, which is being able to rotate fast, so your teams can play more middle map because they rotate slower. Okay, so in Haven she'd be really good A or C, holding this and then rotating off. Simple as that. What's up, Dark? You got my DM. You're all good to go, right? Appreciate the follow. Also, Zesty, thanks for the follow. Yeah, besides that, her ult, I don't really think there's many tips for this. It's not like Jet Knives where you jump around, it's just you aim and track. She's probably the major tracking one in the game. Okay, that's it for Neon. I spent a lot of time on her. More than like to. Oh my goodness, Omen. I have taught a lot of Omens in my days. Okay. I also have like an entire separate Omen mastery guide on my channel. That one's for free. Okay, so what's the big thing of Omen? Omen, the big thing is he's not a traditional smoker. Sometimes you're gonna find more benefit just like popping a smoke on site and TPing into it. Wait, what? Sometimes you're gonna find more benefit just TPing inside of his smoke than doing like a traditional default left and right smoke. He's really good to play non-traditionally in Valorant. So if you want to attack a B here, for example, and you guys are on site and there's like a player back site, sometimes you can just TP on the player back site and catch him off guard and still kill him. He's really good. Let's say there's people C-Link, like you throw their smoke, there's people like shooting C-Link. You can get away with throwing like you can get away with throwing weird TPs off to the side and getting a quick offing on him. He's a really important agent to take risks. A lot of Omens at first aren't comfortable taking that risk with this agent, and it just means he's gonna be way less impactful. Okay, on like eco rounds or a lot of rounds where you just want to create threats and a lot of pressure, just throwing a smoke on site. Let's say I only have like Frenzy here. Throwing a smoke on site and TPing is going to do a lot more for your team to create some early space. Oh, interesting question. So Olivia asked, how does his TP noise work? So it starts from his direction. So wherever he TPs from plays a noise, and then where he TPs to also plays a noise. So if I'm a player and I'm standing like right here, I'm going to hear it, but it's very, very subtle. That noise is very, very subtle. This one's loud. This one's the loud one that you always hear. This one is very subtle. But you can get away with these TPs, and you have to trust me on this. If you're playing Omen, take that TP risk. You want to die trying to TP into people and learn from that. That is step one. Okay, his next ability, the flash, this one's the easiest one. A lot of people just don't swing with the flash and they don't make sure it covers a wide area. So like I can flash all the garage here, or most of garage I should say, and swing immediately after it. I would even say like try to be up window here. Like try to be in window here and throw this flash. Okay, you need to be right there when you throw his flash. His flash isn't as good in wide open areas like this, where people can like already be out to the side. So the timings here is like really important. You want them just to be coming out of this. You probably want your smoke like more down here. So when you throw this flash, anyone that's flash is like in this square here, right? You want them in this square here. And then you throw that and it's gonna swing right out there. He's really good for that type of stuff, to cover wide range and swing after. There's like this retake flash that a lot of people use that blinds like graffiti in here. Sorry, it's like this, graffiti in here. And this one's really, really good. But I would always suggest, again, just trying to make it. This is the same flash, right? But now when I throw it, I'm at least closer to play off and swing off of it. So I'd always recommend trying to do flashes you can swing off of, and do ones that cover like multiple dangers. Again, like graffiti and backside's very, very common here. You could do graffiti in hell. Let's say if you know there's no one backside, graffiti in hell. Just knowing where to chuck the flash and what dangers it's covering is really good. And then making sure someone can swing off of it, like your teammate should be there. This is just Flash's TLDR though, but his is a less selfish flash. Okay, besides that, his smokes are pretty good for one-ways. There's really not a lot more to them, but looking for one-way opportunities is really good. Just like all my other controllers, I probably mentioned it with Brim, but if I didn't, just like close smokes are very, very strong. Retake smokes are very strong. So this is like a close smoke. If you're retaking from A, you get a lot more opportunities. You can come through this side, this side, this side, this side. You can get up closer and like throw your TP somewhere super weird to get behind players. And then you could throw like flash in here, or you could throw like TP here. There's just like a lot of these TPs, like when I throw them, I know someone in the comments or like is watching the video like, wow, those are really stupid TPs, and those are exactly the type of TPs you want to be doing a lot of the time. Besides that, retake smokes are very, very good. This is an Omen. I'm not going to repeat this again. This is something I cover more in depth in the controller mastery module. Link in description, smile. But retake smokes are very good. Allows you to retake on more freely, blocking the common threat. Okay. Besides that, his ult is really good to use like in spawns or just for intel. It's just important to use this. If you're like an A player and they're going C, use it. If I mean, I think everyone knows to grab the spike when it's on the ground. You can grab the spike with it. I think that one's obvious. So just make sure you look for his ult when you feel like you don't have enough options. When you feel like you're going to do a long rotate, or when your team just needs intel. So let's say like we're running up C, we kill the C player, and we just want to quickly grab the space. We can just like TP backside here. Or let's say your teammates are just going up in C, you haven't seen the C player, you can just TP on this box, somewhere that can see a lot of info, so you can see if anyone's actually playing on site here. Okay? And remember, if it feels too dangerous, you can just cancel. Okay? Too dangerous, cancel, you go back to where you came from. Omen. Done.
30 seconds left.
Okay, Phoenix. I can do Phoenix pretty easy. Okay, Phoenix got some updates. He's kind of nice now. The main thing for Phoenix is farm the orbs, farm the free orb. 6 orbs is really broken, and it should not be this easy to farm his ult. When you pop his ult, do it for retakes and executes. Don't forget that. And when you do his ult, actually just when you push site, it's really good to throw a wall to cover one side to allow you to scale up a bit more freely, and then flash through and face the other dangers when you push up. Okay. For the most part, his wall and molly's used for healing. His wall is pretty undervalued and underutilized. His molly as well. I would just say use them for healing and you're pretty much there. His main ability is 100% his flashes. I'm glad they made this a signature ability. You don't really need to know a lot for his flash to be really good. You can know how to like perfectly pop it where it doesn't blind you. And doesn't give them time to react. For example, if I throw a wider flash like that, they're gonna have more time to react because it goes here to here, more travel time. We're here, it's not gonna be on their screen as long. Okay, knowing that is semi-useful. Knowing how to do like flashes over surfaces can be useful. That's pretty much it. Like know how to flash over stuff. Ow. Know how to flash over stuff. Ow. Know how to flash over stuff. And know how to flash around stuff, and you're pretty much there. Again, swing with your flash. Besides that, like you don't need to know like all the Phoenix Molly lineups to perfectly land and like clear something. It doesn't matter that much. Literally just like farm his ult, use his flashes, swing with his flashes, and same criteria for like flashes in general. You want them to be an open space where they don't have fallback opportunities when you do it. So like if you're flashing this corner, this player here and this player here are your prime targets. Okay, this player here you would never throw this flash for. Really stupid, because they're just gonna hide in this corner. Right, chat? Yes. Phoenix, done.
30 seconds left. Thrifty.
Ooh, Raze.
We won't lose.
Raze is a pretty fun one. She's a little like Neon, where she's like very aggressive entries. That she has, but she's more opportunistic when she uses them. So like if you have your ult, you can do very aggressive entries just to clear sites. A lot of people don't think of Raze's ult as like a site clear, but just remember when you have this in your inventory, everyone is going to be scared as hell of you. So if you just run onto site, clear everything, and like shoot your rocket where players could be like rotating from at the end, it's a beautiful, beautiful entry. That's the main thing I would say most Razes miss out on. The second thing is like if you get a kill, let's say we kill the B player, just like immediately satcheling up and taking this space where you killed a person is another really fine attribute. Besides that, she's very like combo-esque, I would say. So like a lot of her stuff can be used together. I don't know if Haven's probably the best spot for this, but let's say like, yeah, we can make something work. So like, let's say we want to come up A here, and what we could do is throw like nade back sight, and then let's just say boombot to clear short, and then we double satchel like on the nade. So you always throw boombot first, this will clear short, throw this for default, and then you throw this to come on backside, and that just effectively helps your entry. It blocks a lot of possibilities and allows you to scale easier. Just be careful of that corner. I mean, that's just an entry thing. Know what you don't clear. That's pretty much it. People don't use the satchel for oh my god, I wish more Razes did this with their satchel. It's so sad. It's so sad people don't use the satchel for this. So if you're like, let's say I'm holding short, I kill a guy, you can throw a satchel to deny the trade. If they re-swing you, you pop it and then fight them. If they're like about to come around the corner, you can pop on the ground, they swing, you pop it. Okay, maybe a little further back. They swing, you pop it, and they fly in the air. It's really, really broken. If you're peeking like short, someone swings you, you can quickly pop it to the side and get away quick. It's a really good get out of jail card. I wouldn't say it's like the traditional one. You can't take as much risk, but it's still really good. Like if a nade's coming at me or someone's about to ult me, I could just satchel out. Satchel out. I wouldn't really recommend using the Raze satchels like crazy. Or I wouldn't recommend knowing how to double satchel. I don't think it's like super necessary. I would just get comfortable like boosting yourself from one spot to the other. And eventually you can add 2 satchels on top of that. Besides that, yeah, not much else. I would say try to throw the nade in like super contested spots. So like default here is a really good spot for the nade. Lands on all the default. Knowing how to throw, I don't really recommend like, so like one thing you can do is know nade lineups to destroy like Cypher trips or Killjoy mollies and stuff like that. They're pretty easy to learn. I'm just showing you another like default plant spot type one you can do, probably a little further. But like knowing it is decent, but like you don't really need this stuff to master it. Like a lot of it is the same as Neon, I would say. Where like, okay, I'm throwing nade back sight. Probably here I throw Boombat off the wall, nade back sight, and then I'm double satcheling like plat. And I'm just clearing plat and then jumping back sight. Okay, just like knowing your pathing and where you're looking after is really important. And that's pretty much Raze. Oh my god, no way I'm teaching Reyna right now. Just shoot them. Next agent. Okay, I actually have to give tips. This is going to be the only time I ever give Reyna mains tips, okay? So listen up, okay? So many Reynas don't do this. Flash high when you're peeking wide area, flash short when you're peeking close area. Here we flash close because he could be in that corner. Okay, when you throw your flash, make sure it's on the angle you're peeking. Okay, don't throw it past here because when you swing the angle and you fight this player, they're not going to see the flash, right? This is what they see. How the hell are they going to see that flash out there? Okay, second, don't waste your dismiss and heal, okay? Hold a kill when you kill someone, hold it, and then wait for the timer before using dismiss. Okay, maybe you can kill another and then use the dismiss and get out. Okay, just pop the ult whenever you expect to fight more than one person. Okay, you're fighting 2 people, pop the ult. I don't care. You guys just need to use this ult. You are all terrible players. I don't know why you play this game.
30 seconds left. Thrifty.
Speaking of terrible players, let's talk about Sage. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Sage is pretty easy though. Definitely the most beginner friendly agent in the game. There's really not, like, there's grim walls and stuff you can learn. What I would suggest is learn spaces that can be blocked off with multiple blocks. So like this short wall, if they want to go short, okay, maybe I did it wrong. This short wall, if they want to go short, they have to break 2 blocks or multiple blocks to actually get through the space. Okay, so I'd really recommend doing blocks like that block off multiple. There's another one in garage too. We can do one like sideways in garage. Here's another one. So if they want to go garage, you have to break 2 lanes. Okay, that's really good. The second thing, I mean, playing on top of your wall isn't bad. I'd also recommend leaving a little gap in the wall like this. So the nerdy Sage means no, but you can play on top of the wall like here. They come up to break it, you can kill them. Or if you do it like this, oh, I did it wrong. Oh, I did it wrong. Oh. Oh. Or if you leave a little gap in it and they come up, this is really like a lower rank thing. I'm getting flashbacks of the lower rank clips right now. But if they come up and knife the wall, you can just shoot them. Or if they break it and they start coming up, you can shoot it here. Or if you don't even want to hold that, you can just hold here, use it for cover, and like go here. Pretty good for judge, I would say. Besides that, like the slow is basically when they start using abilities to come outside. If they're throwing smokes, I throw this. They smoked off garage window, they're flashing the garage, I throw this. You don't really have to peek off of it. It's more of a stall tool than anything. But you could if you really wanted to. Jump out garage, do your fancy schmancy stuff. I don't even know. I feel like the heal and res are self-explanatory, so I'm not going to cover that.
30 seconds left.
Okay.
Thrifty.
Oh my god, Skye players. Don't even get me started on Skye players. These people, out of all the agents in the games, Skye players waste their abilities the most. The absolute most. Okay, Skye players, listen up. Don't use your ult at the start of round. I don't know what you think you're doing. It's absolutely nothing. Just use a flash. Don't use your ult. Use a flash. Oh, it's not A. Oh, it's A. It's that simple. Why do we need the ult to do this? Oh, we found like where 2 extra players are. That's great. We knew it was A. We knew it was mid anyways. Like, you don't need to overcomplicate it. The Skye Flash auto pops now, which is good for like the more complicated ones. So you can get super early aiming info here. I'll show you guys what this looks like. But generally, the flash is for intel or to swing with. Those are your 2 use cases. The ult is to intel or swing with. The dog, intel or swing with. It's that simple. I need intel on A. I don't have flashes. The flashes are your go-to for intel. So I need intel A. I throw my flash. When you throw your flash, look at the minimap. It's always going to be easier than trying to blindly scale it, okay? If I don't have flashes, I'm using my dog. If I'm executing a site and I want to make sure everything gets cleared, I dog. Close right, clear. Backside, clear. Corner, clear. Jump at last second. I can see a little bit more short. Not clear. Maybe I throw a flash in short if we have no short players. Maybe I throw a flash in short if we have no short players. Clear. Okay, I secured us all a site. That's how a good Skye is. Okay, it's that simple. Heal your teammates with your C. I'm not explaining that further. Executes and retakes for the ult. Don't do anything else. Okay, and you're 90% of the way there. Skye, done.
30 seconds left.
Ooh, I kind of miss Sova. I haven't played Sova in a while. Sova players, you're either the worst player ever or the best. Like, you either know how to actually use his abilities or you just like waste it completely. Sova got kind of nerfed with the ping update. He used to be able to ping and like know what elevation to aim at for his ult. Not anymore. I'd say it's the same for his intel and drone as Skye. The only exception is you can also use your ult in combination with these. For example, like there's a really good C dart you can throw that's a single bounce here and it lands short and it'll scan short players. You could use that to like get players here. Or you could honestly just like, if you don't know lineups and you're like, Slayer, I don't know lineups, I don't want to learn them. You could learn how to just chuck like an impromptu dart that just lands like back sight, and then you can ult off this. Again, we're only using this because we want to ult off of it. Actually, let me show you a better one. You can just go here. You don't even have to one bar it. You could no bar it. And that'll scan all the site, and then you pop the ult once it's about to scan, and then you ult. Okay, when you're ulting, you always want to be further distance away because they move less. Okay, you get greater coverage. Never ult when they're close. It's the worst idea ever. Try to always max out the distance. Okay, this goes for everything. Always try to be at the edge. I cover Sova really in depth in my Initiator Mastery module, by the way. Really in depth because I played a lot of Sova. Don't try to shock dart the cyber trips. Don't try to shock dart enemies. That's pretty much it. Don't run out sight and try to do like a minimal damage shock darts on players where you think they are, because you're just gonna get killed if you're shock dart. Okay, you're just gonna get killed if you're shock. If you run up short with your shock dart, you're gonna get killed if you're shock dart. Shock dart out. Shock dart out. Shock dart out. If you don't know lineups, just try to land at backside. Okay, high spot that hits backside. High spot that hits backside or covers a lot of area is very, very good. Okay. Just look for high up spots. There's some lineups you can know. You don't need lineups to really know Sova, but they're kind of helpful. Okay, maybe having a few isn't too bad, but don't do more than that. Okay, really not much more. What else do I have for Sova players? Oh, okay, I can cover the drone mechanics. So the drone is probably the drone a lot of people don't use correctly. So the drone pushes off the surface below it. So if I go off this piece of cover here, I can get way higher elevation than if I just droned off the ground. So if you want to like get super high, look for cover or something. Look for something below you to push off of. So I want to like cover all the site here. I can chuck this on top and use it as like a boost for elevation so I can see more deeply into places. This really matters when you're doing spots like C-Lawn or like just in general when you're droning. You should always try to do this. It also goes off initial momentum. So if I'm run jumping when I do this, it'll just send when I do this. I can instantly scale this. This is good when you like drone around the corner, just pressing W for a sec. Make sure not to W into the open so you can quickly drone something. Okay, for the most part though, you're basically playing the info game. You're trying to figure out where the enemies are, and then you're trying to be there where your team wants to retake or take space. So if we want to fight A, we're throwing dart here, or we're throwing dart like outside A, and we're fighting for this space. Okay? Or we're finding out they're not here. We're holding here until we find out they're B or C, and then we rotate off. Or we're positioning ourselves like early round for an ult. This one's not as good as anymore, but like position your early round for an ult. Where if they're not here, you can look window. If they're not here, you can look towards grass. That's not grass, but you get the idea. Okay. Yeah, besides that, Sova's drone's basically just a Skye dog. You want to be a bit closer though, because his really does not last long enough. So if I get closer short here, I know how to clear all the space. I'm using this to go up a little, and then I can clear a lot of space, almost backside there. I could probably get backside if I played from this corner instead. But I can clear all the site with the drone if I use everything we just talked about effectively. Okay, Sova done. Next. Oh my goodness, we're nearing the end, chat. We're nearing the end. Yeah, they did butcher Skye. Yeah, every Skye does it, unfortunately. At least I know I hit the mark. Sova's drone is just like Sova's drone, or what? Tejo's drone is just like Sova's drone. The only difference is like you can throw it on top of stuff if you look up and you press left click at the end of it to make sure you get something. Okay, that's pretty much it. This is left click, insta pop, right click, bounce off. Okay, I'm bouncing off if I'm trying to go like backside or something. Besides that, these missiles are basically used to clear like super common angles that you just want people out of. Again, usually backside. Backside's like the golden spot for utility. And then that, just because clearing short on this map is an absolute pain. The ult is the same thing. Make sure you push out with this stuff. Make sure your team's ready. Don't just pop it. And use it to like clear the danger. I would actually probably do it more like this. It's the same as our Omen flash. Like we'd probably do graffiti in default or graffiti in hell. You could even maybe do like this where it clears short. Looks like it's not going to go to hell. Maybe you do like this, it'll clear most of it. And then you could do this, and then come out. And that'll clear most of the space. I'll just pretend I did that, right? And that's pretty much it. Like, Tejo's not super complicated. It's very much like Sova. And you push with this util, put it in common spots. Use it to contest early space. Use the ult for retakes and executes. Next agent. Oh, okay, Viper's kind of a unique one. Not a lot of agents like Viper exist. Oh gosh, what's a sea wall I know? Or what's a haven wall I know? Gosh, I don't even know. I know there's this one. I feel like I have to go icebox for Viper. I feel like I have to go icebox for Viper. I'm gonna go icebox for Viper. Like, I feel like you just have to. So note to editor, put the Viper section in right now, and then I'm just gonna do the rest of the agents, and I'll do Viper last.
30 seconds left. Thrifty. Good, aren't I?
Wait, I want to add that in real quick. Actually, no, I'll just let you know.
Thrifty.
I'll just let you know.
Round in the half.
It's Zesty. It's just a placement of where it is on the map. There's a way to force it heaven, and it's because you look here, there's like a darker spot, that's hell, and then there's a lighter spot, that's like the more obvious one, that's heaven. So if I put it here, it's always going to go hell. If I put it here, it's always going to go heaven. Put it on the corner, it's always going to go hell. Yep, no problem. Okay, let's go back to Vyse.
30 seconds left.
And we're going to switch sides, which is perfect. Okay, so Vyse is a little different, I would say, depending on your rank, maybe. I don't know what lower ranks are doing nowadays, but you always want to do it a little bit further out from like where smokes would land. So smokes are usually flush, right? So it's going to block off this line. So you want to do it a little bit in front of it so people can't just bait out your walls. You don't want to make it easy for them to bait out the walls. If you're not sure, just do a default one. If you notice they're baiting out the wall, do a further back one. Simple as that. Vyse's info flash is really good for info. It's really strong just to see if they got this set around. I wouldn't do it here though. Let me actually show you. You would probably do it like through this wall,
Flash placed. Blinding. Retrieving.
or you would do it like deep mid. Remember, right click, you can pop it. It can actually go a lot deeper than people think, cover a lot more than people think. But in general, you're going to have like a site setup. You're going to be locking down an area for your team. That's your job on defense. And you're going to have some high up weird flash. You can get on top of this box from heaven. And I'm just going to do high up flash. And then I'm going to do a vine outside this. And I'm going to do one for the other lane that you can go. And then I'm going to play for short. So as Vyse, as Sentinel, it's really important to understand what your purpose your utility serves and what's the weak area, and then how do you like play to counter that or prepare for that. So like here, I would 100% say it's short. I have this flash. I would never play this corner. I know Vyse players who would play this corner. You don't have the right cover for it. Your flash is going to blind you. None of your utility supports that. Okay. Instead, you'd want to play like more backside. You could think about, no, you wouldn't. You'd play backside here for sure. And so you'd just be looking short, see if anyone's coming short. And if they trigger your wall, you're going to pop your flash and see if anyone's here. If no one's there, you're good to keep this vine up. And then you retake control of short. Just make sure you full cleared, but yada yada. It's just important to understand like what purpose your utility serves and how to play around it. Simple as that. So there's like site setups you can do, and then there's intel setups like wall garage or wall B. Intel setups are good when team's more defaulty. You want to pay attention to the team you're versing. Some teams are going to be 5-man rush, other teams are going to be defaulty and slow. You should be able to find this in the first 5 rounds. Round 5 is the adapt round. Always look at round 5 to change how you play and think about how the enemy team is played. On-site setups are more tricky. And they're mainly if you guys are really having trouble like holding a site, and you want a lot more comfortability, like, or like there's a very good chance they're just gonna flood. Like if you're versing a neon Yoru team, and there's a very high chance they're gonna run into this, so you prepare for it. You have flash ready, you have vines ready, you have wall ready, and you wait for trigger. You always wait for a trigger. So they're coming out sight, or your teammate jump spots here, spots them, or you're playing in this corner. Actually, I would not do this setup. If I'm in the corner, I would instead do a setup like here, and then this like here, and then flash like here. So really, like where you play really depends on how your setups should look. I wouldn't even use a second vine here, because when they trigger your wall, you want to be able to pop flash, peek out here, and completely annihilate them. Okay. For ult, executes, and retakes, try to make sure it covers all the site. So like I would never ult here, I would go into garage and ult because it covers most of site. Okay. This actually covers this. It does. Gimme. When it comes to attack on Vyse, I always suggest doing like an early flash. Her flash comes back really fast if you recall it. So doing a flash out somewhere and grabbing it after is really good. This is also helpful for like lurking. So I can flash out here, pop, that's clear. So now I can pay attention to short and lurk up short if I want to. And then I would send wall like over here. So using flashes early intel is really good. Unless your team's going for an exec, just use it for the exec. The vines you barely use on attack, I would really only suggest using them in like post plant when they're in a space they're going to come out. So like here, I would only use it on CT, and you want to pay attention to when they start using abilities. So this is a concept I call util trading. When they start flashing out sight, pushing out, right? They want to take the space. So you pop your vines, you not only get their flash out, you prevent them from coming out the site, delay further for the spike. High impact piece of ability. That's pretty much Vyse.
30 seconds left. This is what it's about.
Oh, Waylay.
You want to be great? Keep fighting.
I think Waylay might encounter some changes soon. She got added and she's one of the least played agents, but I'll still cover her because I care. Smile. Her ult is trash, but it's an exact retake ult. It's the best thing it's for. You could also use it for rotates if you want to just rotate faster. Wouldn't really suggest it, but is an option. She's really good for like early engagements. The problem with this right now is you have to pop it and then run up to the spot. But if you want to like peek short at the start, you just drop it, run up short, and then you could peek short. And it's nice because you can hold it for quite a bit, and the recall's really, really fast. Okay. When it comes to her Q, I would really recommend going into customs and practicing it, because the way it works is really weird. Both the dashes don't work the same. Most times though, you're just gonna be using like the right click dash just to get up in certain places, do it faster. So that's what I would look to do. Besides that, it's like a Phoenix Molly, so you just want to know how to chuck it again, like backside. How do I get this ability backside? That's my big recommendation for you on her. Her util sequence, I wouldn't say, if you use the ult, I wouldn't use anything else. But I would say it's, I don't even know what to call it. Her util sequence is the beacon, her C, and then the dash. So I'd only use one dash here again, just to get there quicker and jump on them. Or just to land quicker, I should say. Besides that, there's not a lot of whole other use cases, basically like very aggression early on. She's not bad if you're doing like a psycho player team, just quickly cross. You think about Lotus A, you want to just get there really quick, it's not bad to do that. For the most part though, like when it comes to site takes and stuff, she's kind of like a jet updraft dash, where she's just trying to draw a lot of attention so your team can enter on site. So like my team's going to swing after me when I do this play, and if they're not here, I'm just going to be on site. Okay, and then I'm free to go for like a C player here because I can dash out. That's pretty much Waylay.
30 seconds left.
Okay. Yoru's a tough one to cover, but we're going to try. Fully, thanks for the follow. And Chad, don't let me forget to do Viper Icebox. Okay. Yoru's got a lot of depth to him, but I'm just going to cover what I see students mess up the most, and it's, again, utility sequences. So when I throw my TP, it's usually going to be pretty early on, and then it's going to be a flash, or a decoy into a flash. Decoy into flash, you look at your enemy, and then you pop. Okay, my flash pops, the decoy's up, and I TP all at the same time. That's how you play Yoru. You don't necessarily need the decoy here, you could just do it with the flash and the TP. That is the crux of Yoru. You need to have these two combined. His TP works where it like builds up like a rubber band. Probably not like a rubber band, but it builds up against the surfaces in. So if I chuck it against this wall, it's going to build up resistance against the wall until it eventually stops. This is how Yoru's TPs work. If I do a little bit more to the right, it's going to build up some resistance, but it's going to hug the wall now because it built up resistance to the left, and instead of going backside, it's going to go here. This is how we do like spawn TPs and stuff. Okay. From like certain angles, like you could just chuck a regular spawn TP. Spawn TPs are very, very strong on Yoru. He's one I would definitely recommend knowing a few different spawn TPs or just like lineups for his stuff, just to get it in the right spot. Like if you're going C, you can just chuck one plat, but if you want to chuck one like into their spawn and you don't know how the TPs work, lineups are going to help. It would probably just be like standing there and chucking it against the wall. But besides that, you just want to know how to do the flash into TP. My recommendation is when you throw the flash, wait for the flash to bounce off the surface. So right then, once you see it bounce off the surface, that's when you TP. Okay. So my TP's up, I'm throwing the flash, waiting for the bounce, pop. Now I'm here. Again, make sure you pre-aim the spot you're going to TP. Or make sure you pre-aim the enemy you're going to fight when you TP. There you go. The ult, basically really good with the Bucky, and have a TP as backup. Really good just for like early clears too. Like if we want to just go B, I can throw my TP here at start around. I can ult that window. Hey look, nothing's window team, nothing's window. I can have decoy or flash ready. Nothing here, nothing here. Oh, there's a guy backside. Decoy, flash, jump, kill, TP out, or stay on site, depending on how risky it is. And it's basically free sight every time. Really, really hard to play against. Having that sequence is really important. Knowing the sequences are really helpful. I remember if you're going to lurk on Yoru, I really like the TLT method, where you're either playing with the team, or you're lurking, or you're playing with the team, and you just basically flop between the two. So if I'm lurking and my lurk gets exposed, or my team already got the site, I regroup with the team, and then I would throw another TP. yeah, I'd regroup with my team and then I'd throw another lurk TP. So let's say we're on site now. I would probably just throw like a spawn TP here. So you always have that other option that's basically opposite what you're doing. So now I have a lurk TP behind them. When you throw yours flashes, it's really difficult to find like the perfect ones. I would recommend. I really think Yoru is one of those. We're studying a pro Yoru is gonna be your best bet, just because everything's so precise and it's so map specific that knowing this stuff is actually super helpful. But in general, I would recommend knowing how to throw the flashes like through a smoke, just off the ground like this, popping them to the smoke, or just knowing how to bounce them off surfaces and swing at them where you don't have to like peek into them. So for example, I can just like throw it above me here and clear these angles. Throw it off this wall here, clear this angle. Okay, so just knowing how to do that, generally helpful. You can also, and also just knowing how to chuck it, like where you can jump out in space and stuff. There's a lot you can do with his flashes, there's a lot you can do with his TP. I would say this is kind of like Omen TP too, where if you want to, you can just sneak it behind them. And then you could throw a flash or something, like I could flash the help players here. And I could fight the help players very, very freely here. Is that everyone? Okay, I'll say one more thing for everyone. You can also think of the the ult as like a get out of jail card too if you don't have a TP up. So let's say we go here, we kill this guy, and we just want to secure that kill, we could pop this. And then we could find where the rest of the players are on site. And then go from there. You can also check all his abilities in here. And at that point, we'd still have the flash, decoy, and TP. So yeah. Thank you, Zesty. I'm on the case. Locked in, chat. We actually did it. Right now, so my editor finished the first part, and it's sitting at about 30 minutes. So I'm hoping, I feel like I've spent a little bit longer on this section, but I'm hoping we can still get it under an hour. If not, let's just remove Reyna and Sage. Actually, let's just remove Reyna. And we should be good. Okay.
My ultimate is ready.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. We can be together. Okay, so Viper has to be shown on Icebox because let's be honest, everyone plays Viper on Icebox. Viper was actually the first agent I learned when I was playing Icebox. Or actually, no, that's not what I meant. Viper is actually the agent I used on Icebox when I hit my peak. She was very, very deadly. She still is. But nowadays, it's more important to know how to like conserve her fuel and play around that more than anything. So the crux of Viper is knowing to do this mid orb. You don't really need a lineup for this. It's helpful, but really like you could just aim at the end of this line and it's gonna go there. Maybe a little bit closer. Maybe my advice is terrible. Let me throw out the barriers. Let me just make sure we're good. We're gone. Oh, and I accidentally did the buy phase. Oh my god. What's up, Bruins? How you been? God, am I crazy? Where are the 3 white dots? No way, it's these 3 white dots. Did they nerf the dots? They nerfed the dots. There's no dots here anymore. I might just cry. Yeah, I would just know how to throw this Viper orb lineup. You can go into customs and see it pretty easily. But it's pretty much just like, I don't know, what's a really simple lineup we can do here? Okay, I got it. A really simple one you can do is just line up this to here, go against the barrier, chuck it. The one problem is it just doesn't get thrown deep enough. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need an actual lineup. I need an actual lineup. Hold on, chat. I'm locking in. I gotta find these dots, man. What happened to these dots? Dude, they're literally right here. I'm not even capping. Where did the dots go? You aim? Dude. There's 3 dots. They're in a triangle. It's not this one. Dude, I feel like it's gonna click. But like I don't see the dots anywhere. I'm about to freak out. Dude, what? Where are my dots? Hold on. What's going on here? Is that it? There's no way that's it. I think it's this one here. Yeah, I want to freak out. I think it's this one here. Okay. I'm just gonna teach this one. This seems about right. So, the nice mid orb. Wait, let me make sure it actually works. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, and it's not gonna work. You do aim here though. Do I care enough? No. Okay, so the easiest Viper orb lineup I know is here. You go from this arrow to this white dot here, press up against the barrier, and you just aim at the end of this line. Okay. Chuck. This is the fastest way to throw it. It lands, it covers everything. No seepage, and if you do this correctly, you can actually get a super early timing. So like I throw this orb as soon as the round starts. I walk up here, I run up and then I walk. And I can sneak through this really, really fast. This is good if you want to get a fast mid lurk, or you want to go through here. But it's mainly to beat like Sova darts or any scan at the start of the round. Okay. Sometimes it's good to know ones where you don't necessarily have to be there. Like I used to throw this one a lot from the top of the peak to the top of that light. Just line these two up and you chuck it. There's also one for this corner. But it's nice to just be able to throw them from different spots and then just go where you want to go after. Okay. The Viper mid orb is a must. You must know how to pressure mid. You must know how to lurk up kitchen. You must know like the 131 timing on the tube. You must know how to counter like Killjoy util being there, or be breaking kitchen util and clearing this corner. It's really important to lurk on Viper and create mid pressure. This is why Viper is so commonly picked. It's not just because there's a B wall. It's really this mid lurk is so strong, pressure mid is so strong on Viper that you need to know. My favorite thing to do on Viper is to have like a B setup. Let me do the barriers.
30 seconds left.
All my stuff for Viper is like based off the barriers because I always do it pre-round. So a lot of Viper is like setting up this B wall pre-round, blocks top and bottom, everything you need for B, and then lining up for this before the barriers drop. Here's our dot, barriers drop, aim there, and you chuck. I kind of cheated a little. And then you play from there. So this B wall denies all intel B for the enemy. It's also really good if you want to lurk up with. You can lurk up B with. You can create pressure B. And it's also just really good for this. There. Besides that, for A, it's literally the typical wall. I would not suggest throwing it on top of screens. I don't know why people do that. I think it's just bad habit. I would always suggest you try to throw it off screens. You can also aim lower and so it doesn't land on screens. Like there, it still accidentally landed on screens. But if you aim it lower, it just won't land on screens. Like I can just aim it straight here and it won't land on top of screens. So I recommend that. You don't want to throw it here because then people just hide behind the wall and your teammates can't clear it as you enter site. If you want to use Viper Orb for like A site, let's say your team's having trouble. Oh, chat, I don't know if I can do this. You can do like a run throw here off the top and try to get the land back side. I don't remember this lineup though. Me and a student actually did this lineup for such a long time. I think it was off the top of this. A run throw. Yep, that's it. If you want to line up, you can go on this yellow line, aim at this corner here, try to line yourself up with that, and then just run once you hit the doorway throw. Okay, you just need to build up a little speed. And this will be a nice one-way for backside to cancel out a lot of this swing and rafter plays and very annoying spot to deal with. For Viper's Molly, you basically chuck it like here to fully stop a swing as you push sight, or like lawn with your wall to again stop any swingers as you push sight. This is probably the best spots to put it. Other like more traditional maps, if you're playing Viper, you just throw it back sight it's really good to cancel out space people like to play around. Like here we can throw out yellow. A lot of people like to hide here yellow. And so when your teammates like peek and clear yellow like this, and they don't see someone, you don't even have to worry about this spot on yellow. This spot on yellow is very deadly. You could also use it if your teammate's planting like here. You could throw a molly to the side here and stop them from swinging, or at least make it very easy to trade them if they do swing. Okay, for Viper's ult, my big caveat is you need to have bomb down and control the space before you plant. So let's say we have Viper wall up for B, and we're planting bomb on site. Okay, we got bomb down, bombs down. Now we're ulting site and playing from there. Always recommend having a shorty when you do this as well. You can drop the wall and then play inside your ult. Okay, you should never be in your ult with the spike. You should always try to drop your ult when you already have like a decent amount of intel and space. Never drop it when you can't take the space you ulted. So like because I have this wall up, I have control of all this early space, right? When this ult is down. When this ult is down, I have control of all this early space. So once this bomb's down, I can ult. It's going to take up all this space. I can push with it, right? And then I can drop my wall. And now I only have a small section of space to actually take. And my wall didn't go around, so we're going to go this way. And see how small this is? And now I can ride around this entire area, clear it, and then now I have opportunities to swing through and time into this wall. I have opportunities to play through here. And yeah. That is a lot of Viper, creating that mid pressure. Managing your gas is pretty helpful too. Like if you're doing this B wall, wait till your team takes on angles before you put up the wall. So you probably want your teammates to be like, as soon as you pass this line, you put up the wall. Because that's when they're going to come out. Wall takes a little bit to get up, and it's simple as that. Is out. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Because you're reviewing my VODs, SlayerKey.com. You can book coaching today. Actually, go through the Ko-Fi instead. We have one spot left in the Pro Plus. You get bi-weekly coaching. If that's what interests you and you just want to get that set up, that's what I would most recommend to most players. If you're serious about improving, that is the best thing I have available right now. I just sold the last spot of my 6-week coaching program. Very last spot. And if you're doing the mid and B wall at the same time, I would only recommend keeping it up for a limited amount of time. I actually covered this with a Viper student recently, say about 75. So keep them both up, or keep the orb up. Once you get to 75, you drop it, do your B hit, and then by the time you walk up here and hit this site and pop the wall, and like at this line, you're going to be back up to 100, and your wall won't be dropping while your team is planting. Okay. You can learn some pretty ratty Viper walls, or you can learn some pretty ratty Viper ults. But for the most part, it's like on top of weird surfaces. So like if you're planning for A, you can throw it on top of here, and it's going to cover a lot of site, give you a lot of rat. You can learn like specific lineups that cover more space. Like if you ult on things a certain way, they're a little different. So that's always fun to note. If you're playing defense, the A ult is really common, but it's also really good. Just covers a lot of A control. Make sure you have a teammate playing here. Make sure you're not just playing up here and putting yourself in risk. Make sure you're protecting the Sova drone or Skye dog or whatever they're going to use to counter it. And yeah, I think that's everything. Chat, I'm going to plug because I think I deserve a plug, and this will be the end of the video. Boom. Fallow plant, SlayerKey.com. Let's see if this works. Wait, what happened to my website? Where's my website broken? Okay, it fixed. I refreshed and it fixed. Got me worrying. Alright, congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. If you're interested in coaching, community, or guides, check out SlayerKey.com. Guides will be where you find the agent mastery modules, any agent, also a guide to Immortal. Book coaching is where you can work directly with me, and then communities where you can join a private community dedicated to improving. Besides that, and you also get access to a bunch of other guides and help and a bunch of cool stuff. You save money on the resources as well. So if you're interested in that and saving some money, if you do plan to buy the modules, check that out. Anyways, gamers, we did it under an hour. I hope if you guys want more videos like this, I love yapping. So let me know. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you made it this far, comment potato in the description. In the description. What? Comment potato. Later. I almost just ended the stream as soon as I did that. Alright, gamers, that's it. We did it. Every agent in Valorant covered. My throat is dead. My voice is dead. And it's not because of talking, if you know what I mean. Goose. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Gamers, how we feeling? You guys enjoy it? You guys get your agent covered? I hope so. We did all of them. I hope so. I hope I don't get asked again what agent to cover. But this is great because every time someone asks to learn an agent, I'm just going to link them to this and be like, do this first, then ask questions. Because this is really, chat, when I tell you, like, this is a lot of what I cover. What's the word here? This is a lot of like the main point I bring up to students who come to me who are these agents in sessions. So like when I say that almost every single fade I teach has to go through what I just talked about before we can talk about other stuff with their gameplay, I say yes. I am 100% yes. So this is it. This is the first step. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I'm trying to find the link to this. You came too late? Oh my goodness. Oh my great googly muggly. Our last VOD got muted. Oh no. Here we go. We just want to watch. Wait, I didn't get the link. What the heck? Alright, gamers. How do you feel about the blue? Guys, we like the blue or we like the red? Are we blue lovers or red haters? Wait, no, that's... Are we blue haters or red haters? Blue lovers or red lovers? Team blue or team red? I also changed like the animation a little. You guys want to see what it looked like before? I'm thinking of going blue, I can't lie. Thinking of going blue. Let me turn back on the music. Team red. Unbelievable. You just like what's normal, huh? Here's team red. I kind of like team red, but I like blue. I like blue. How do you do that? The avatar? VitoTube Mini. Let me put you on some game. VitoTube Mini and reactive PNG tuber on the YouTube. This was just a YouTube video. This one is. Oh my god, my voice is shot. Yo. I'm gonna go in Swift Plays. Yo, what's going on, guys? Yo. Yo. Alright, I'm gonna fuck with you. Alright, chat. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for tuning into this stream. Hope you learned something new today. I will see you guys when I see you. New video. This will probably be the next video, I think. Unless I finish the other video I'm working on first. Thanks for all the follows, donos, subs, etc. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for learning and improving. Never give up on yourself, and I will see you next time. Peace.